Building robots. What you see here is a graphic representation of a strategy based on an equity curve. Let's take a look on how we can put it together. First, we go to the test list and open up an equity line configuration. Click on it. Here we can set up some equity line parameters and apply them to our X strategy. The first parameter, price, can be set to, for example, an exchange pair, such as the euro-dollar, and you might set it at euro-dollar close. Now let's go to spread, which we're going to leave at 0, but can be changed to any number that you wish. Then we're going to go to provision, which we're also going to leave at 0, but can be changed by the user as needed. Now let's enter the name of this test, and we'll call it the test curve. And we'll leave the graph at new panel. Now we can track the effectiveness of the signals using data history and analyze the characteristics of the periods when the results were good and when they weren't so good. It is worth noting that the same equity line is in a separate series of data, and thus it's possible to build a new strategy that will use the analyzed signal. So we'll build a new strategy that takes into account signals only during periods when the equity curve matches the upward trend. Let's look at an example of how we'll do this. Go to your indicators list and click on Chandelier Exit. Once you've opened it up, set all settings from Open to Close to Test Curve Equity Line. And in Period Rate, you'll set it to 10, and the ATR rate will also be 10. It should already be named, and then all you have to do is set your graphic display to equity line. Now we're going to bring in a greater less strategy that will create a buy signal when the equity line intersects our chandelier exit indicator. So open that up and set your Series A at our test curve equity line and your Series B at your chandelier exit indicator, CEX. Check your if statement, make sure that it's at greater than. Your result should be a buy signal, so make sure it's at buy. Name it equity line strategy, and make sure that your graphic display is also at equity line. Now that that's done, we can open up our selective signal strategy and link it into our other strategies. In strategy X, we're actually going to put in our chandelier exit strategy, which is void of any equity line. Then in strategy Y, we're going to put in our greater less strategy, which actually includes the equity line. We're only interested in when strategy Y generates a buy signal as the equity line goes up. So to set that up, we have to look at the first line and make it work in relation to X. In the first line, first column, you should have a buy signal. In the second column, you should have a sell signal. In the third column, your exit long, you should have exit long. In your fourth column, where you have exit short, you should have exit short. You can leave the rest as it is and click OK. All that's left to do is name it. Let's call it compiled strategy, and let's make sure that the graphic setting is in its proper place. Therefore, when we close out from selected signals, what we have just plotted should be displayed on the main screen. And now you can clearly see the curve of the equity line from the equity line tool plotted in our new strategy. So what we've managed to do is generate a single graph which is giving us indications as to when to buy and sell using the different blocks, strategies, and indicators available in Arena. And all of this was done without any programming knowledge, and you can verify the different strategies, indicators, and tests by linking them up with data history. You see how simple it is? Log into Xeria.com now, download Arena, and start building your investment robots.